Hey everybody, welcome to the QuiverCast.
You go left, I go right. Man, this wave is out of sight. Going surfing, going surfing, going surfing with friends.
All right, everybody, this is Mike with the QuiverCast. We're back here with Chaz, Wickwire, live in the hub of the surf world, Sacramento. Is Sacramento the hub of the surf world?
It's pretty much the ground zero for progressive surfing, yeah. Look at the world tour. Our California participants, like it's very, very San Clemente-centric.
Why so?
I think trestles. Just the fact that wave, everyone surfs it. It's like the most user-friendly, high-performance wave, certainly in the United States, potentially globally. These kids that grow up on that wave, it facilitates a very, very high level on a regular basis. So I think it's the wave, in my opinion, is kind of the impetus for what's been created in this culture here in San Clemente.
Lost surfboards and trestles they're together. Would you think so?
Trestles in every surfboard goes together. I mean, it's an international destination.
Okay.
You see people from all over the world on a regular basis.
Ripping it, yeah.
But yeah, certainly loss evolution, in my opinion, has a lot to do with that particular wave, for sure.
Okay. Lost in Sacramento, has that built up to be the hub of world surfing? Everyone's kind of looking here for surfboards, the surfing, and the lifestyle.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what you're getting at with the question.
Well, is Sacramento the hub of the surf world?
It's the hub of Southern California surfing to a certain extent, I would say. I mean, there's great surfing culture in the South Bay, LA County. I mean, there's San Diego surf culture. Probably the difference between San Clemente is just that we have that wave that everyone comes to surf, and the world comes to surf. Santa Cruz has an amazing surf culture. Like, it's a cog in the machine.
Okay.
But there's plenty of surfing world outside of San Clemente.
But the media and everything, it just seems for me, a lot of it's focused on this region, South Orange County.
Yeah. South Orange County's like, it's beautiful. It's like the waves are great on a regular basis. There's a huge surfing population. I mean, the skill level for the kids, the amateurs, and the pros in this town are like second to none. I mean, in that respect, yeah, it's definitely the pinnacle of high performance surf culture, I would say.
There you go.
Yeah.
I guess maybe that's what I was trying to say. Now that you've transitioned and moved down to Sacramento area and working at Basham's with Matt, Biolis, and Lost, how's that been?
It's been great. I was commuting for about 20 months, which was a grind. I mean, it put a strain on my marriage to a certain extent, just being down here and trying to negotiate when to come home with traffic and so forth. So we made a dedicated effort to get down here, to relocate. So we moved to Dana Point about 2 months ago.
Nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's like walking distance to a pretty iconic local surf break. And I got 40 to 45 hours a month back from the freeway. So my lifestyle is like completely different. And just having access to the Trestles area, having access to some of the breaks in Dana Point, it's like, as far as quality of surf on a regular basis, it's a completely different world in North Orange County now. North Orange County surf's changed quite a bit since when we grew up. I mean, we surfed Northside together in like the 80s, right?
Right, yeah. 80s.
Yeah, like you could go surf Northside Seal pretty much 200 days a year, and it would be pretty fun. Now, like on a good year, it breaks like 4 or 5 times a year. So it's, in that respect, and to qualify this, I'm still an incredibly passionate surfer. Like, I live for surfing. I wake up in the morning frothed to go surfing. So to be able to spend my golden years where I still have a pretty adequate skill set, it's a dream come true.
Right on. You said 45 hours a month. How has that helped your life? I'm assuming it helped your life.
Yeah. not so stressed to wake up early and get on the freeway, not so stressed driving home and if I'm going to hit traffic and that's going to ruin my wife's dinner plans or whatever.
Yeah.
So a little bit more flexibility and sneaking out and catching waves,
Okay.
which is great.
Right. Do you miss North Orange County?
I miss seeing my friends all the time, but
Waves?
it got to the point where the sandbars are so awful that we would call it going not surfing. Like we would paddle out and hang out and not surf.
Just bullshit.
Well, I mean, you'd hope a wave would come in, but like the time commitment to get a few decent waves down there versus here is like night and day. Like I can get out in the water at 6:30 and catch half dozen good waves and be on my way to work at 7:30 now.
Yeah, right. Plus the wind seems a lot better here. It's like I think back North Orange County is like a wind tunnel. The wind just comes up every day.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of glassy evenings.
But I'll tell you
afternoons.
what, like driving home those 20 months, I'd always take PCH to the freeway through like Capo and stuff.
Yep.
Like it was glassy every night. And then like this fall is like had the weirdest wind patterns. Like there was a lot of northwest wind that was blowing hard, but it seems like it's all leveled out now. So yeah, to answer your question, the conditions are a lot more conducive on a more regular basis. There's no such thing as afternoon surfing in North Orange County.
Not really. What about, are you looking for like little nuggets, little coves or something maybe around here to try to find a wave that's you didn't know existed before? And with 50 years of surfing, you would think you'd know the whole coastline, but I'm sure there's a couple.
No, I was a North Orange County bubble guy. I had my little zones and stuff, so I'm new here. So negotiating new faces in the lineup, it was kind of a struggle at first. If I was 18, I was probably like a angry 18-year-old and would just kind of take what I thought I deserved rather than like being respectful and stuff, which now I try to watch my P's and Q's.
Yeah.
So I've acclimated nicely. I pretty much stick to the name spots.
Oh, okay, really?
It's just easy.
All right. What about crowds down here?
Crowded, super crowded, really crowded. The spot that I live above is like, it's just so competitive to get waves. It's pretty mediocre. I mean, it gets good at times, but like the amount of competition for the level of the waves is like, it's new to me. Like lowers is different. Lowers, like the crowd is pretty respectful. Like if you're in position, you know, maybe you'll get burned, but they'll usually kick out. So if you get a wave to yourself, you generally have a wave to yourself. The beach breaks, it's just mayhem, total mayhem. Just people paddling across you. Like if you're on the wrong side of the peak, you got zero chance. So that's been a little challenging because I essentially surf by myself in North Orange County, like a little nook up there that used to be really good, not so much now.
How are they treating you in the lineup down here with being a new face? And you surf very, very good, especially, you know, with 50 years of surfing. You rip.
If I get to my feet a couple times, you know, people give me a little bit of leeway, but it's competitive. I've had a couple of introductions from friends that I've worked with at Lost and friends that I grew up with that are down here now. So that's helped quite a bit.
You're working at Lost. How's that been?
It's great. It's great. Being with Matt on a daily basis with the stable of writers that he has to get input from. Yeah, it's like, it's a dream job.
And you're on the premises. So are you getting more feedback, and is it easier process or a harder process when you're doing your glassing?
It's better. The builds that we do are very complicated. So it's an ongoing process on how to make production simple for my staff, and also, you know, making sure the product's turning out good on the back end. In that respect, it's challenging and rewarding because it's so dynamic.
Okay. On the glassing, are all the boards on the same process?
I do all the epoxy stuff.
So the epoxy. Okay.
Yeah. So it's all EPS, epoxy builds. We do a black sheep, the black sheep build, which is a carbon deck with a stringerless EPS blank core. We do a light speed, a couple of versions of light speed. The latest is the light speed 2, which is an Enagra reinforced tape on the top and bottom that stiffens up the board to make it good, still a stringerless. We do a lot of custom stringered EPS epoxy builds as well.
Are the custom ones, are they requesting this, or does this just come with the design of that board? Like, are they asking for this glass job versus the other one? Since I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, we have those 3 builds available, and we get a variety of custom orders for each of them. We also do stock stuff in all the builds as well. The custom market, since I've been here, it's just gone bonkers. Like, the demand for our builds just continues to grow. So we're doing something right. It's pretty amazing.
Do you want to tell us the difference between those 3 technologies?
It's kind of a different look, a little bit different feel. The carbon builds, they store and release energy a little bit. It takes a little bit of time maybe to tap into how to work that to your advantage. The Lightspeed's probably a little bit more forgiving, and it has kind of more of a dampening quality with the new reinforcement that we're using with the Anegra infused fiberglass. And then the stringered epoxy is just kind of a livelier alternative to the regular PU stuff.
So would it matter like what size wave people are riding, or is it more about the design of the board or the wave they're surfing?
All of that comes into play.
So you would have a discussion?
Lost does an amazing job of marketing. People go onto their website and they're pretty well informed on what each of them are doing, so they can make educated decisions with really much one-on-one conversation.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Is this stuff new technology, or has this stuff been around for years?
It's been around for years. Probably the last 4 or 5 years, it's become more widely accepted by the general surfing population. So it's grown dramatically, and we're doing different variations on glassing schedules, reinforcement materials, and stuff. So it's continually evolving. There's nothing new under the sun in surfboards. I mean, like, everything's been done. It's just kind of retooling it or giving it a different spin or whatever. It's just and more refined.
We're going to basically stick with EPS or poly. Is that kind of how the world is?
Yeah. I mean, Matt works with some other, he works with a snowboard company, LibTech.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they do a really indestructible build that they've been working on for several years, I think. So yeah, there's different builds that are being innovated. But the meat and potatoes is the EPS epoxy build and the PU poly build. I wish I had the crystal ball to figure out what was next, because that would be some really good information.
Doing these technologies 4 or 5 or 6 years ago, was it a challenge between the 3?
I mean, they all have technical elements that are a little bit different in the construction part. So they all vary, but I mean, the processes are similar throughout all of them.
Do you have a preference of which one you like the best?
I like it all. I like to mix it up and different feels and, seeing different people riding. Yeah, it's all good.
When a lost team rider comes in and maybe talks to you about the glass job, do you have a discussion with them? And what is that conversation like?
Usually me seeing someone and asking how it's going rather than getting feedback on that and how the construction's holding up. Like, the pro surfer is really, really hard on his equipment.
Right.
The strength, the airs, like all that stuff. So the durability is important to us. So that's kind of usually where I go when I'm asking people about what's going on. Like, you're obviously asking, hey, is the board working well? But, how's it holding up?
Pro surfers may be surfing 6 hours a day, where an average surfer is surfing 1 or 2 hours a day. So if it's holding up with a pro surfer, it's going to hold up for the everyday guy.
Oh, yeah. The products for the average guy are like super durable, still lightweight. Like, it's a great product. And the beauty of the EPS epoxy construction is they don't break down like polys. Like, you get a good poly and you hammer that thing for, like, if you're surfing hard, 5 or 6 months, it kind of loses a little bit of life. Where the epoxies, the epoxies hold their liveliness.
For how much longer? Twice as long, 3 times as long?
Forever. I surf with this guy in the morning that has this stretch board that he's literally had for 20 years.
And he's riding it daily?
And he still rides it, and he's like, swears by it. It's just like the best thing. So yeah, the construction it has lots of merit.
Working for Lost and having access to all these, like, the guys in the world, a lot of the, like, pro surfers and free surfers of the world. Has that been a fun process? Are these guys cool?
Yeah.
How is an average pro surfer? Are they a nice guy? I guess is the question.
Matt and I were having this conversation the other day. I was telling him how awesome Crosby Colapinto was.
Okay.
At Lowers this
Perfect
one day.
example. All right.
Like, he's on the world tour. He's like living the life. I show up at Lowers and he's, Chaz, what's up? And then, set comes in and he's like, that looks like a good right, Chaz. You better go. Like, which is amazing.
Yeah.
The guys that are on the lower level, it's a little more dog eat dog.
Okay.
But like out of the water, they're just super polite. I mean, I think that's part of the team manager at Lost, Gian. He does a good job of making sure that there's good citizens, or they're being good citizens while they're out there. So it's a pleasure to be around the whole program.
So the pro surfer of the 80s and 90s is different than the pro surfer of 2025?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've never had the ability to interact with elite level surfing like I have the last couple of years leading up to that. I mean, I grew up with Gerlach and Marty Thomas, who were both on the tour, but they were my friends, so it's a different perspective. But to see these guys on a regular basis out in the lineup, it's new.
You used to live in North Orange County, and you kind of say you stayed in your little bubble. How's that down here? Are you moving around, or are you still kind of staying in your bubble?
It's not really a bubble per se down here because there's a lot more real estate, and I'm not really invested in one particular spot like I was in North Orange County. So it's different in that respect. But leaving the bubble, I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult than it turned out.
So overall, is it a positive move moving down here?
It's the best, absolute best. Yeah,
Okay.
I wish I would have done it 30 years ago.
Now, change gears. You have a surf forecasting called the ChasCast.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
So I had a buddy take me to a surf spot, world-class surf spot that gets crowded when there's a lot of traffic.
Okay.
Or a well-publicized swell. But like the fringe days, you can get it like essentially by yourself. You can get world-class surf with very little crowd. After 35 years of friendship, he finally took me to this spot, and we were out in the lineup, and I'm like, 35 years, dude? Are you serious? Like, I thought I was a good friend. And he's like, well, I'm a friend now, right? But anyways, while I was out there, the first 20 minutes in the session, it's remote, so it's not super easy to get to, but it's not impossible to get to. So 15 minutes into the session, I told him that I'm going to do the necessary things to be able to do this on a regular basis, and did. So then I became consumed with what made this particular spot happen. Swell period, swell direction, what the storms look like that make it work, but not necessarily pump. When it's really, really good, or when it's amazing, I guess, it's crowded. When it's good, you can get it alone a lot. So,
Wow.
like in the first year that after knowing about this spot and putting together the program where I could get to it regularly, I did about 24 trips and scored it alone like 75% of the time with friends, like kids that worked for me or friends or business partners or whatever. So I got really, really good at figuring out the fringe days, like looking at the models, following the buoys, the charts, watching the wind. So I was in Hawaii with my wife. Waikiki, we love Waikiki. Waikiki's like my favorite spot on the planet. It's just like super playful waves, amazing weather, like cosmopolitan lifestyle. It's like has everything, anything anyone could ever want. So I'm like, I think I have an idea to where maybe we could end up here. So that was the impetus for the ChasCast. Started giving forecasts on Instagram, got some traction there. People were liking it. Followers grew. I got better at delivering the product. And then 2 years ago, this Thanksgiving, we launched the website, which is a pay for subscription deal. It's grown ever since. It's unique because it's Southern California specific. It's just me. I'm not a media company. It's me, a passionate guy that wants to get waves, that's sharing that with my viewership. So it's been rewarding.
You say Southern California. From what point to what point do you kind of cover?
The whole Southern California bite,
Okay.
Santa Barbara, Ventura, all the way through
So Santa Barbara South.
Yeah, I have subscribers in Santa Barbara. I have subscribers in South San Diego. It's numerically based. A lot of information on swell direction, like 290, 295, a certain period or whatever. We don't name spots. We're never going to have cams, although I admit that I use the cams. I like the cams a lot. We're all lazy.
Well, a lot of your footage is you on the cams.
Yeah. Shh. I don't know if that's in poor taste using that, but
no, it's awesome.
I pay for it, so whatever.
There you go.
It's all Southern California, so it's a reasonable geographical region to focus on to give accurate information on the daily.
Say wherever I live, do I need to know, or do I learn from you what's the proper, perfect angle of swell?
Hopefully my subscribers are being educated by paying attention to the numbers, what they're seeing in their lineups.
Okay.
My whole philosophy is that back in the day, before cameras and surf forecasting, you had to go to the beach. You drove to the beach, and sometimes it was smoking and sometimes it was flat. So I'm trying to educate, but not tell you where to go. I think the people that do the work, that try to figure out the numbers, figure out the periods, figure out the wind conditions, those are the guys that should score. Like, you shouldn't just be able to go to trestles, go to lowers.
Right.
It's going to be smoking.
They need to work a little bit. And you're giving them a head start?
I mean,
maybe?
everyone knows what makes lowers work, so that's a bad example. But
no, it's
like the little nooks and crannies all over, like they have their followers. That's the guy I'm targeting. But everyone can learn. I mean, I think it's really valuable information, especially if you commit to it and kind of learn along the way.
Yeah.
Like I did. Like, I grew up in North Orange County at Harbor Surfboards. Sean Collins, the founder of the biggest surf forecasting company to ever exist. He was a mentor of mine for surfing. I traveled with him, so I would always be bending his ear.
Did he physically show you how he did the charts or whatever they used?
No, I was never like in the office with him.
Okay.
Although we did a Baja surf trip. We were in the middle of this desert in this place, Catavina, which is this boulder-strewn central Baja desert town that you drive through going further south. So he started throwing these antennas over these boulders.
Oh, really?
And then he plugged into this like little box and turned the box on, and it printed. It was a Navy like pre-fax fax machine that gave Navy weather chart outputs.
Wow.
So we're like in the middle of the desert, like no one around, zero technology. This is before the internet. This is before like any sophisticated technology other than his like little Navy fax machine, which is like brilliant. How do you find that? So he brings out the chart and he says, well, this is what's going on, and we're going to go here and we're going to go there after that, and it looks like this might develop. And then we did it, and that's exactly what happened. It was like, wow. Like, you weren't searching for waves, you were finding waves that you knew were going to happen. Which,
wow. That's what you're doing in your forecast.
Yeah. I'm doing it for me, and I'm sharing.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, ultimately, I would love to think that it was all truistic in the pursuit, but I like to surf and I want to get waves by myself too. So I'm just sharing what I'm passionate about.
Are you getting feedback from the subscribers?
Yeah, it's kind of anonymous. I mean, I do get feedback. I get instant messaging on Instagram, and I'll get the occasional email, great work type of stuff. The renewal rate, it's like in the 90 percentile.
Wow.
And the growth is slowly but surely going in the right direction. Like before, it was kind of a passion project, and now it's kind of actually worth doing monetarily.
Okay.
And, my goal is to have it something that provides a decent lifestyle down the road.
First off, when you started doing this, was it fun doing it? Is it fun for you to do this?
It's always been fun.
It has been.
I was totally into weather when I was like in elementary school. Like I've always been interested in the weather, interested in why wintertime. Like I grew up in this little apartment that overlooked the Navy base jetty in Seal Beach. You know, some days there was no energy. Other days it was just like water just overflowing over the jetty, and like, wow, you know, before I even surfed, like I recognized that like something's going on that's making this thing. So it's something that I've always been interested in. You know, when I became a surfer, obviously it goes hand in hand. So I've always been interested in it, always studying it, always. It's been a big part of my life, fun part of my life. So yeah, it's fun AF.
So if they join this and get a subscription, what days are you doing the forecasting?
I do a daily kind of overview.
Okay.
I do a daily overview with a morning prognosis of what's happening. I do a daily 5-day forecast. I do a daily 7-day highlight. And then I do an overview of what's going on in the South Pacific and the North Pacific daily. And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I do kind of more of a in-depth analysis with some graphics and stuff.
Are you writing this stuff down? Are you doing it verbally?
I'm doing it on the website.
Okay.
Editing the website. Yeah.
Is there fun in that? Or does that kind of work?
Yeah. I love to write.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. So I try to deliver some of the stuff in a more colorful manner than you know a lot of the people out there do. So.
Anything else about the ChasCast you want to say?
Yeah. Sign up.
There you go.
It's about $1 a week for the online subscription, which gives you access to the website on the daily. And then we've just introduced an email only delivery where I just basically cut and paste the forecast into an email and I send that to you. And that gets to you every morning, usually before 7, sometimes as early as 5:30.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Does that stuff cut into your surf time?
It does. Kind of pisses me off.
Especially if you know it's going off, right?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I cheat a little bit the night before. Okay. I try to make it in the morning, and I definitely check my work from the night before because weather's so dynamic. Like things can change tremendously in 12 hours. My typical day starts at about 4:45, and I'm looking at charts. I'm looking at current buoys. I'm looking at models, midterm, long-term, what's going on right now. And then I usually have the forecast put together 6-ish, sometimes early, sometimes a little later. If there's a lot going on, which is great, not so great for me because I have to write it all down. Like sometimes it takes till 7:30. Like this time of year, the fall with all the combo stuff, like there's just so much stuff going on.
How often does the weather change gears and throws a wrench in?
I've got pretty good at looking. There's two main models that everyone looks at. Like they're the two reputable models. And if you find pretty decent consensus on what they're telling you as far as location and intensity of storms, you can kind of bank on it. We can give pretty accurate surf forecasting from the southern hemisphere, like 16 days out.
Wow. Okay.
Which is like, it's great. You know, you can plan.
Because it's going from New Zealand or whatever.
Yeah. Some of the swells take 10 days to get here.
Right.
And some of the forecast models are accurate up to like 6 or 7 days beyond that. So you have a pretty good idea. Northern hemisphere, like it's coming from a shorter distance. Okay. So it's more like a 9 or 10 day to be accurate.
So if, let's just say Joe down the street that surfs, but never really paid attention too much to what direction the swell's coming from. Do you think it's fun for him to do a little driving to see, well, okay, so Chaz says it's coming from whatever angle, and then he finds that spot, and it becomes his spot later on. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And period too. All
Short
kinds of
period,
stuff.
Period, yeah.
Like there's a shoal in front of, I hate to name spots, but I'm going to name a spot here. And don't worry, Benny Bigler, it's not your spot. There's a shoal outside of Palos Verdes.
Okay.
That picks up 305 degree long period energy. Anything over 18 seconds, the energy will feel that shoal, and that will bend that energy all the way to where it's coming from like 240 degrees, like southwest, essentially. So northwest swells making a, what is that, 305 to like
the left-hand turn.
Yeah, it's like taking a hard left.
Yeah.
And that'll show up at Main Tower, Bolsa Chica.
Oh, okay.
Like it'll be pumping. And people will show up there and like, oh, why is it just pumping here? And the Cliffs picks up that stuff pretty good too. But like North Bolsa will be small. South Side Huntington will be small.
Yep.
North Side Huntington will be small. Main Tower Bolsa is like double overhead and just throbbing. And then once the period hits 16 seconds, that energy goes away and fills in everywhere else.
That's so funny.
So it's cool to like, if you pay attention and you're cognizant of where you're at and what's going on based on the information that we provide. Yeah, it's very educational.
And fun. Sounds fun.
Super fun. Yeah, it's what I live for.
But you're not giving the spots away, so that's good.
Main Tower, sorry.
That one.
Sorry, you Bolsa
That's
guys, but like I never surf there.
And no one surfs there.
A lot of people.
Not that main tower. It's like kind of flat a lot of times.
Unless it's 18 seconds
Right.
from 305.
Real fast story. In high school, we surfed at one time. We were just driving by. We saw it and we pulled in. It was 3 of us and Rich Collins. And there was no one else in the water.
Yeah,
And it was
Collins
like,
knew what was up.
Yeah, I don't know how, but he did.
Friends of Sean Collins, maybe.
Maybe. Maybe his dad was. So you said Chaz Surfboard is a boutique.
Boutique meaning small. Yeah, I'm not doing scaled production by any means anymore.
How did you come up with the logo? I always wanted to ask you that.
Which one? The diamond?
Yeah, the diamond.
I went through a period of wanting to go really, really fast. This was like when I was shaping at Harbor, probably like 87, 89. Rockers got flat on my end. So I was trying to figure out how can I make this board still turn on rail and maintain the speed. So I added V in the nose. I added V in the tail, which created rocker on the rail line. But you still had this diamond-shaped planing surface under your front foot to generate speed. I used to call it diamond drive. So the diamond is significant in the respect that it's
In the design of the board.
yeah, it has nothing to do with design now because that design was archaic and pretty primitive. Worked for me and not many other people. But the diamond shape carried that,
To the logo.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
There's some purpose to it.
Looking back in your career after all these years, see, how old were you again when you got into the surfboard industry?
I started doing ding repair in the back at Harbor Surfboards when I was 16.
And all these years later,
Yeah.
never leaving the surf.
Briefly, sort of
With your
never
dad or something,
leaving
right?
it. Yeah, I did something with my dad,
Yeah.
which didn't turn out all that great.
Right.
But I've always had my hand in surfing since the beginning.
So tell us overall, what's your thoughts of your career? Is it a rewarding career? Have you ups and downs? Like,
Yeah.
Looking back.
I mean, big picture, I raised 4 kids that are all on their own dime, grown kids that don't rely on me very much. We lived in a nice neighborhood. We didn't always have a whole lot of money to spend on stuff, but we grew up in a great area. They were safe. So in that respect, yeah, it's been a great career. I've always been creative with crafting stuff and never really been a numbers guy or like, how can I monetize this guy? So I don't have a whole lot to show for it monetarily, but I'm rich with amazing friends from the industry, amazing friends from surfing, like from all over the world, really.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's been incredibly rewarding in a non-material way.
Okay.
But I have a good gig now. This is the best gig I've ever had. So it's going the right direction finally after 50 years.
So looking back, there was never a morning you wake up and you're like, God, I got to go to work. Did you always enjoy going to work?
Never, ever once regretted going to work or didn't look forward to going to work. Not one time ever.
Did you know your life was going to go this way at 16? What did you think you were going to be at 60?
At 60, when I was 16,
Yeah.
I thought I was probably going to be maybe a teacher or something, like a high school teacher or
Okay.
something. My senior year of college, I was making more money than I would ever make as a teacher, twice as much money working part-time building
Yeah.
surfboards. So I figured I'd just have a go at it. And here I am at 62.
What about staying fit? How important is that to you? So you're pretty fit now. You're still ripping hard. Probably
Yeah.
better than most guys your age. Probably 98% of them, 99% of them.
Higher, probably.
Even higher. Yeah, okay, there you go.
Yeah, I work.
Oh, yeah, you won the
I work-
champ a few years ago, right?
Yeah, no, I love it. I'm passionate about it. I want to be able to do it at a level to where I can feel the design elements that are offered. So yeah, I spend a little bit of time in the gym. I do a lot of calisthenic type of exercises. I do push-ups every morning, pull-ups. I do a pedal bike to lowers on the regular. So,
There you go.
so pedaling up that hill,
Yeah,
like
that's something.
all the old school guys on pedal bikes are like throwing me shakas as they go by, and like the guys on their electric bikes are blowing by
Yeah.
us. I feel a little bit of accomplishment making it up that hill,
Okay.
pedaling up a beach cruiser. So I do little things that all add up to keeping me fairly fit.
Yeah.
And I surf pretty much every day.
You've never had the thought of getting an e-bike?
Not really.
Okay.
No, I like the pedal. I like just
For the
fe-
exercise or just?
Yeah, for the exercise.
Okay.
The feeling at the top of that hill when I've done it is like, feel like I'm a kind of accomplished something.
Do you want to be remembered in the surf world for your accomplishments of what you've accomplished?
I don't think that I consciously think about what a good legacy would be. Like, it's not on my radar. I mean, I would hope that people would remember me as someone that like was passionate about it, was good at it, did things for the right reasons, like surf because surfing's freaking fun, man. And like the lifestyle of building boards going along with that, it's freaking fun. Like it's all fun.
Do any of the younger generations come up to you and have a talk about this? Not the legacy part, but how do you surf so well so late in life, and how, not that it's late in life, but
It's pretty late.
We're getting on. Are they looking at you like as kind of like what they want to be one day? Because a lot of guys stop surfing at 40, 30.
No, I know. I think the younger guys that I'm surrounded admire like my passion for it. They're probably impressed at the level that's still there. Like I had this wave in front of Griffin one day, like in the spring, and Griffin's the shit.
Right. Second in the world, I think.
Did a couple hacks. We paddled back out together, and he's like, "Those are pretty good turns." It's like fucking
So you impressed Griffin.
Griffin Colapinto is telling you that you did a couple pretty good turns. Is like that's pretty cool.
That's rad.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that make you feel?
Fucking great.
Was the next wave even better? Like, does that push you more, or do you still
I don't know.
stay
Lowers
in
is
your
tough.
lane?
I probably never even got another wave.
Does that get frustrating?
Yes. The one thing that happens when you get older is that your 62-year-old arms trying to compete against 20-something, 30-something arms, like there's zero chance.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm in rhythm and, I'll catch a half dozen waves in 45 minutes. And other times I'll just bat a shutout. So that's frustrating. But we have wonderful technology that gives you the avenue to have...
Board design you're talking about.
No.
Oh.
No. The wave pools. You can go to Palm Springs and get guaranteed 15 really fun waves in an hour with a really orderly lineup. So
you've surfed a lot of the wave pools. Loss is taking you on a lot of the trips.
yeah, I got to surf the Slater pool 3 times because of Loss' ability to make amazing surfboards for the highest level tour surfers, and we win that Shapers Cup every year.
So how's that wave?
Fuck, how is that wave?
Epic? Like, is there anything like it?
Like, imagine the best wave that you've ever got at lowers, and then increase the speed by 20%.
Wow, you're going that fast.
And then you get barreled at the end. And if you pick the right setting, you get barreled in the middle. I'm kind of a barrel dodger these days, so I just like going fast. It's remarkable.
Okay.
It's just perfect. It's easy to surf, but it's incredibly difficult to surf well.
Do you find holding back a little bit so you don't blow a wave?
You're just trying to keep up. Any little bobble, any little hiccup where you maybe catch a rail or miss time, you're done. So you safety surf it to a certain... I mean, I do. Like the pros. We went there last time, and Crosby and Cole Houshman were out there just going freaking loony. But yeah, it's amazing.
Commitments in life, have they changed over the years for you personally? Like, is surf still as important, but you still also have to go to dinner with your wife?
It's different. When I first got married, surfing was the vehicle for creating our life. Once we had children, surfboard building became the ability to provide for my kids. And then like through my 30s and 40s, I really didn't surf a lot. I mean, I surf regularly, fairly regularly. But then once they became grown and got out of their team sports and all that stuff, then all I had time to do was surf. So I did the best surfing of my life in my 50s. Like,
wow.
By far the best surfing of my life in my 50s.
I mean, turn-wise and everything?
Yeah, just technology, board design and stuff helped that, you know. But yeah, like my 50s, like best surfing I ever did in my whole life. It's still good. I'm a little bit slower, I think, more just because I'm not catching as many waves. It's not as easy to have the explosive energy to like get into powerful hollow waves and sort of stuff. But if I get a wave at lowers, I mean, I can still probably raise an eyebrow or two.
Yeah. I mean, Griffin Colapinto.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So like a slabby wave and stuff, would you approach that still at this point?
I'm a barrel dodger, man.
Okay. Well, it's harder to get up too, though. For me, I mean,
late takeoffs is the first thing to go. People will go, why didn't you go on that? Because I would have cartwheeled. And when you're 62 out here and you've lived this, then you give me shit for not going.
You know, with all your years' experience, which is probably 10 times more than most humans, the average human surfer, you know if you're going to make that wave or not, right?
Yeah.
Before you even, when it all starts.
If I have even just the slightest inclination that I'm not going to make it, I wait for the next one.
Okay. Would you call the next guy in? Let them know you? How does that work?
I do a lot of, you go. Like if I see it, like I'm pretty polite. People would argue that I wasn't very polite growing up, and I would probably agree with them wholeheartedly. I'm a good citizen in the lineup now. But
you have a different attitude towards your hometown in surfing, right, than you do at lowers, mindset-wise.
Yeah, totally. And I see that like with the locals that I surf now, like there's just a certain charisma or the way that the locals carry themselves that you just kind of give them their space, which is what I would expect in the spots that I grew up surfing. And I convey that same respect to the people that I see in these lineups. Yeah, it's totally different. If I paddle out Northside Seal and it's a good day, I'm going to definitely make sure that I get my share. Where at lowers or creek or something, you know, I should probably just take a back seat, and I call it scraps off the point.
Do you have a comfort wave? One wave where you're just so comfortable, you know it so well?
Probably Seal River, just from all the years of doing the surf school there. Like 8 weeks a year, every year for 25 years.
Is it fun to you still?
River?
Yeah.
Yeah, when it's good, it's great. It's like poor man lowers.
It has those days.
Literally and figuratively.
Has it changed the sand there?
Changes every year. But it's somewhat similar version of itself every year. But it's a little different.
Like in a dream, would it be 6 foot lowers or 6 foot river? Condition-wise.
If no one's out, lowers. If it's a crowd, river, because I'm going to have that kind of local vibe to where I'm going to just get my waves no matter what. Lowers has a tendency to tell you that lowers is in charge, not you. Or the local crowd there anyways.
Speaking of crowds and all that, how has surf culture changed through the years, through the 5+ decades?
The main thing is the growth, like the amount of surfers in the lineup. Seems like the core, it's hard to define core, but
nowadays,
core surf culture is essentially dead now. The growth during COVID, like that consumer doesn't really give a shit about how cool you are. They go into the store, and if they like the marketing or if they like the feel or the look of the board, they're going to buy it. Where before you had your local shaper, things were more regional. So that changed a lot. The middle tier shaper has suffered because the main surfboard buying consumer now is more brand oriented. So like Lost has done a brilliant job with their marketing. Like we're always busy, 24/7, 12 months a year. Like it's always busy. And the bigger brands enjoy that, where like the Chaz surfboards and probably the Docks stamps, we probably don't have interest and market share that we enjoyed, you know, like the late 90s to the early 2000s. Since then, kind of gone more big brand oriented, which as long as you land a good gig with one of those big brands, still doing what you love, it's great. So for me, it's been awesome. There's been a lot of casualties along the way, though, as far as surfboard builders.
How did you get into the Lost family?
Just being a manufacturing partner. Benny Bigler, one of my buddies that I surf with in my old neighborhood, he worked for Lost, and he sent an email introduction, and then I sent Matt an email based on that. And Matt's really well read. He's very articulate. He likes to write himself. So he says, anyone that can write an email like this, I'm interested in doing business with.
Wow. Okay.
And it's kind of started from there. And then we've had a great rapport ever since. And then the opportunity came here, and it was a no-brainer for me to be a part of it.
Yeah. Has that opened other doors for you, Lost? I mean, besides wave pools and stuff, what else has it given you? And an income. So I guess it's two big things.
Just a different perspective on the surfing world. Like being in my little North Orange County bubble my whole life, we thought we were all that. And then when you get out in the big world and you see like real surf spots and high level surfing on a grand scale, all of a sudden your little bubble is just that. It's like a little bubble. I'm living the dream right now.
Okay.
Like I have a great hobby that makes me a little bit of money, and I think is rewarding for a lot of people that follow it on the ChasCast. I get to build surfboards with the biggest surfboard brand in the world, and we build surfboards for the best surfers on the planet. And I get to surf quality surf most of the year. Pretty one-dimensional I am, I guess.
Well, it works, though. It works, and you're happy.
Yeah.
When you're glassing a board, that's going to be like a stock board that you're going to sell in the shop versus a Cola Pinto board. I mean, it's the same process in glassing, but when you're touching the board, is it a different board?
Yes and no. I mean, the construction's different, like the glass schedules are different, but the process are similar. My co-manager who overlooks the PU program, Mike Kinna, he said some things that I thought were pretty telling about our surfboard building culture. And I think we try to treat every surfboard that we touch, whether it's for some entry-level kook that's going to, surf 204s and cartwheel, or Yagadora, the world champ, they all get the same attention.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, which is, I think, a huge reason for why this company is so successful.
Yeah. When you're paying money, you want quality products. And you guys are saying everyone's equal.
No one cares more than Matt, and no one's staff cares more than ours.
We talked about surf culture a little bit.
Yeah.
But we never
One
really
thing that's totally different is that there was, up until probably the late 80s, early 90s, there was a definitive hierarchy in the lineups. Like
yes.
The best surfer got the best wave. Mm-hmm. The second best surfer got the second best wave, and then went down the list. And if you were lower on the totem pole, you were working your ass off to get better. Now, it's kind of a homogenized, here's your surfing package, go out in the water. So like around here, like there's so much money. Everyone's pretty. They go out and surf. So you have these incredibly good looking, very athletic people with zero surfing technique. So, I mean, it's great. Yeah. They're buying our product. They're having a great time. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's so different that the aesthetic is different. Like surfing, unless there's still beautiful surfing going on.
Yeah.
But there's way more widespread ugly surfing going on. I mean,
style's dead.
It's ugly.
Yeah.
In this respect to someone that's pays attention to the aesthetics of it, they're having fun. It's great. It's just not very fun to watch.
And surf media. Back in the day, there was Surfer Magazine. We have Instagram now. It's not really surf media, but now we have Stab Magazine, which is online.
Yeah.
Kind of more video oriented. I guess they still write articles. Has that changed how we look at surfing today, in your perspective?
I think it's the delivery now. You see way more good surfing every day if you use the outlets that following pro surfers, looking at Stab stuff, watching Surfline's little shorts. I don't know. It's good and bad. Like I remember waiting in line at the Bay Theater for the surf movie with like it was lined up around the block. And that was your only outlet to see like world-class surfing. So it was something you looked forward to, like on such a grand level, where now you just flip on your phone and you're like, you see Crosby Colapinto do something that's like crazy good, but then it's gone.
The very next clip is Yago doing something amazing.
Yeah.
Then it's gone.
Yeah.
So we don't have the blazing boards to watch over and over and over.
Or you
and
don't
over
have
again.
the surf magazine in your bathroom, which you read like 17 times and never got old rereading it.
Right.
You know?
Or the picture of, I don't know, Tom Curran at Toto Santos when it was new.
Yeah.
With that bottom turn and studying it. Those things are
It's
gone.
just different. It's the same, but different.
Has that hurt surfing, you think?
No. I think it popularizes surfing.
Is there too much good content out there nowadays where maybe you're the flavor of the day and then tomorrow you're nothing? Unless competitively you're in the limelight.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, good surfing is good surfing. Like if it's in front of you, I think you appreciate it. Yeah, no, the guys that work hard continue to be in the limelight.
Okay.
The people that kind of half-ass that part, they come and go. But good technique, high-level surfing, there's always going to be a place for people to enjoy that.
Do you have to be a competitive surfer to be?
No, like look at Jamie O'Brien. Like he had this huge subscribership to his YouTube and his content was amazing. He's getting older now, so it's, he's experiencing the stuff that we experience a little bit. But yeah, he was like never really a competitive surfer, but he was in mainstream for a long time. He had a good run.
Chaz, there's a movie out, Harbor Chronicles.
No, I'm aware of
Okay.
I got interviewed for the movie.
They didn't use your part.
I chose not to be included.
Okay. There's a part in there where there's no names said or anything, but there's people, Harbor is basically saying that I guess you guys had a deal maybe to not sell your boards in Seal Beach or so along those lines. And from people's perspectives, it kind of should have been left out.
So the reality of that, and this is my recollection from a 62-year-old man, so my recollection might not be perfect, but I sat Rich Harbor down at Hennessy's, the local pub, hardest conversation of my whole life. We had a glass shop in the back of Harbor to go along with our shaping facility. And we had an attorney neighbor move in behind and he didn't like the smell. So he did everything in his power to shut down the glass shop, which he eventually did. So half of my income was going to go away. So I had a golfer pro that I traded golf lessons for a surfboard. And he said, "You're really good at this. You have a dynamic personality. You should have a run at it." So I sat Rich down and I said, "This is my plan is, we can coexist. That's what I would like to happen." So we did for a while. The Seal Beach kids rode my boards because I was Harbor's shaper. So a lot of those kids, they were never coerced to come along with my label at all. So for a while we were doing like Chaz Harbor collab labels type of stuff. It gained some traction. So he proposed a contract to me, which said exactly what you said. It had some geographical limitations, which in retrospect, I don't think were enforceable legally anyways. Mm-hmm. But my advisors at the time, my influencers, said that don't sign that. So I didn't. But that wasn't proposed to me until I had gained some traction. We had a weird falling out. I had a kid sell one of my boards off the books. Rich found out, said, "I don't need you anymore." And that was essentially the last time I spoke to him for a long time. I mean, I was like a son to him.
Yeah.
Like he was like a father to me. He was more of a father figure than my actual father. Like a lot of the family values that I hold dear now are because of him. And I mean, I was a huge part of Harbor Surfboards and Seal Beach surfing from late 70s all the way through the mid 90s. And then I think we parted ways in 92.
Wow.
So I worked there for 13 years.
Wow.
I was the best team rider. I was the head shaper. And the filmmaker and I've I would categorize that we had a history of being frenemies more than friends. And he was maybe kind of on the outside as far as our inner circle of Seal Beach core people. And I think I'm just speculating. This is just me speculating. I have nothing to base this on. But I feel that he wanted some sort of vindication because of that. And I was an easy target. So it was easy for him to portray, or not portray, because I wasn't literally portrayed, but people that know the history and know the film know that it was a huge omission.
Yeah. I mean,
Huge.
if you surf Seal Beach.
Huge. It's like cutting out Robert August out of the movie.
Oh,
Or,
yeah.
like, I was a bigger part than Robert August, probably.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Stamps is freaking awesome. One of my best friends. He made his own label. You heard of Stamp Surfboard?
Yeah, of course.
Pretty popular.
Yeah.
I don't see him getting, like, left out of the film. Robert August, he had his own label, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
like,
pretty big.
pretty big.
Yeah.
He was portrayed favorably in the film, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not going to say anything that it was an interesting omission. We'll leave it at that.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about?
Sign up for the ChasCast.
ChasCast, everybody.
You'll be super stoked.
And we'll put the links on the show notes. They'll be right there on there.
That'd be
you guys can
great.
Click on it there. All right. Well, Chaz Wickwire here in Sacramento at the, I would still call it
This is the
hub.
ghetto. This is
The
the
surf
surfboard ghetto of San Clemente right here on Los
it's
Molinos.
busy. Dude, it's busy with surfing.
Patterson's around the corner.
Yeah.
Lost is here. Like, it's like
Crazy.
ground zero for.
A lot of the international surf stars are getting their boards here.
Yeah, they come through here all of year long. Hey, I just want to take the opportunity to thank you for sitting down with me
Oh, no,
and giving
super
me a vehicle to promote the ChasCast and talk a little bit about my life.
Thank you.
It's been fun. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Yeah, super fun. All right, everybody. This is Mike and Chaz Wickwire, and we're out of here. Later.
You go left, I go right. Man, this wave is out of sight. Going surfing, going surfing, going surfing with friends. Ride this wave to the shore. Paddle out, I'm gonna catch 10 more. Going surfing, going surfing. Going surfing with friends. I don't care if it's wrong or right. I'm gonna do it all day, I'm gonna do it all night. I'm going surfing, going surfing, going surfing with friends. On my way, it's a beautiful day. I'm going surfing, I'm going surfing, going surfing